This is a Gorilla Podcast Network production.
Welcome to the Late Night PotLuck Show. PotLuck Show. PotLuck Show. PotLuck Show.
Welcome to the Late Night PotLuck Show, episode 19. We are back. We took a little break, but now we got the crew, amazing guests, and amazing food. It smells amazing in here. Real quick, don't forget to follow us on Late Night PotLuck Show on Instagram and Facebook. Give a like and subscribe on our YouTube video. Check that out, and let's just jump right in. Let's just go ahead and introduce we got a special guest.
We got a special guest today.
We got a little treat for you guys, but let's go ahead. Manny, what's on your mind, Manny?
I'm really happy to be back, although vacation was great. And I'm also happy because the Yankees just beat the Red Sox 6-4. All right? They just won. Why? Who's a Red Sox fan over there? I don't know. No, I'm excited. Excited to be back. Our guest brought some stuff here that is just smelling phenomenal. And can't wait to dig into that. How about you, Rio? How's it going?
Very excited to get back here. And, I can smell the food. It smells like home. It smells like home.
That's right.
Yeah. I've been waiting to try them. And, with a proper introduction of what the food is and introduce it to everybody here.
Mm-hmm.
I have a matching drink as well.
Get over here.
Come here, V.
We got V finally in the studio. He's relieving Rio of the camera duty.
Thank you.
You're welcome, man. I did it for you, not for Dave. What's it going on, everybody? This is the V they're always talking about. Yeah, I made an appearance.
97 episodes later, he's finally here. It was that Juncos joke. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I had to come redeem myself. They call me Juncos Bodega number 29, so.
He came in here to, he had enough.
That's it. For the abuse.
With that said, check out episode 18. We had Andrew Parker from Source Coffee House in. That was a great episode. Myself, I was at Puerto Rico. Spent 2 weeks out there. Amazing. I mean, of course, right into some of the protesters out there, but I'm excited that they were able to accomplish what they wanted. Get the governor out of the seat. Just hopefully the next person taking that seat is not as corrupt.
We're going to have a new governor by Thursday. What are you talking about?
So, all right. What else? Farmer's market. We spent some time at the farmer's market this morning. V, want to get back in here real quick. Let me see that flyer.
All right, here.
Yep. I'm not sure if you can see this.
We found with the book bag giveaway?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we're doing a book bag giveaway at the Stratfield Saturday Market in Clinton Park. The address is 2340 North Ave in Bridgeport. We're holding some dates for signups. If you could come by, drop some items off. I'm providing the book bags alongside the Stratfield's Farmers Market, but we want to put stuff in the book bags. Notebooks, things like that. If anybody want to come down, sign up. We actually had some people just drop off cash today, which was really good. I can go shopping. Some people actually say if you just give me a list of what you need, they can come fill up the bags. Let me just give you some dates real quick. August 3rd was today, which was the first day. August 10th and the 17th will be 2 more days for sign-ups and any donations. And then the August 24th will be the big day. I'm also trying to have a car show maybe that week. So make a big festival so everybody could come down. All you guys invited. Maybe I make some Filipino sandwiches or something.
That'd be good.
But yes, we're just trying to get back to the community. We're always there. That's again 2340 North Ave in Bridgeport. You see Dave Anchorsaws and Manny there all the time.
They're selling, I'm eating.
How can they get a hold of you? They have any questions?
Yeah, you can actually find me on Instagram at underscore chef underscore V. I don't tag myself, so I don't know it. Or you could just give me shoot me an email, spdesign15@gmail.com. I don't want to give you my number because people call me like Manny, just to prank me. But you could get a hold of me, or you could come to the podcast, the Late Night PotLuck Show, and ask Dave. He knows where I'm at.
All right. I just suggest make that list and just post it on Instagram so that
We'll do a little by little. I mean, the idea came Thursday. I made flyers Friday, and today's Saturday. So in 2-3 days, we already got a lot of people willing to give back.
This is awesome, V. Thank you for this. This is awesome.
Yes, thank you guys.
Word. Yeah, please. As somebody that works in the school system here in Bridgeport, this is really important for us. I have a lot of students that need things of this sort that can't afford it. Their families.
And a lot of times,
it's actually a really good thing.
A lot of times, the teachers are also digging in their pockets for some of these.
Oh
supplies.
yeah. Plenty of staff members that do. You know, they spend a lot of money, so out of their own pockets for the students. You know, so this is a great opportunity for you guys that can give back. And like you said, check them out next 2 Saturdays to give and donate, or sign up, and then on the 24th come get your book bags and whatnot, and hopefully the car show will happen. Right?
Cool. So with that, wrap that up. I see some great food on it. It just smells. It's driving me crazy. So let's jump in. Let's introduce our guests. I met these guys at the Food Accelerator. They're up and coming. They're from New Haven. Seth Wallace and Kevin McGuire. How you guys doing?
How's it going?
Oh.
Round of applause.
Crowd is going on.
Go ahead and just talk about who you guys are and what you guys are up to.
So I'm Kevin McGuire. So I named this business after the town that my family comes from in the Philippines. So we are called Kawit.
Kawit.
So we are making Filipino barbecue to kind of like recreate my authentic Filipino American upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Seth.
Yeah, so I'm the other half. I say he's the cooker, I'm the talker, I guess. So yeah, we've been working on Kawit for a few years, really.
Yeah, a couple years now.
Yeah, the story is Kevin's been a chef. So we've been married for like 8 years now. We've been together for over 10, and man, I just watching him go from not knowing he cooked his first curry, and I was like, well, this is bad.
It was terrible.
It was really bad. Yeah. And you're watching someone develop like that skill set, right? Where you go from just a basic knowledge of like I can fry stuff, right, to like really having a knowledge of like different disciplines and styles of cooking. And so we would talk about starting our own thing. It's a tough industry, Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would say like, Kevin, start something, start something, whatever you want to do, I will support you. And he comes to me a few years ago and he says, I want to cook Filipino food. And I said, well, that's cool, but you do not know how to cook Filipino food.
But with that said, Seth, well, I see some Filipino food on the table. So talk about that. What do you got?
So right here, middle of the table, we got our pancit. We like to serve it vegan. The reason why we do that is because we have like a meat heavy menu. So that allows everybody to eat it and order the type of meat that they would like to go with it. We have it topped with scallions, always goes good with lemon. And we also made some longanisa sausage for you guys.
No, he didn't buy. He made longanisa.
Dave's been asking for that one.
Yeah.
Ground it up myself.
Nice.
Put it in the casings myself. When I was at Casius, I was the one making all the sausages, and one of the first sausages I felt it was important to make the longanisa.
Great.
So this has been my baby for a long time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorite breakfasts is longanisa, fried eggs, and fried plantains. Sweet plantains, because the saltiness from the longanisa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Man.
so the longanisa I make is definitely more on the sweeter side, sweeter and vinegar. I actually learned in the Philippines that there's probably like 4 or 5 other types of longanisa as well. Got to try a couple, but I still think mine's a bit better. But yeah,
I agree.
Yeah,
No offense to the Philippines.
And he's gonna put it into the real test because actually Riel's from the Philippines,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah, that's why I'm psyched about
yeah,
this.
I bet.
Real.
You said it
I
earlier,
am
right?
not. I'm not scared.
So we'll see. Yeah, the end of my
I've
story.
tasted your langonis. I went
Yeah.
to your first pop-up show.
Oh, yeah.
in New Haven. I was there, so,
you
you guys
can
can
see
imagine.
if we made progress here.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I was gonna say that you did learn how to cook Filipino food very well. So
Thanks.
That, and our recent trip proved that.
I love that support.
Yeah.
You know, that rawness at the beginning, like, yo, you sucked. And now it's like, you've gotten much better.
Oh,
Much
it's-
better.
I love that. That's
It's been amazing to watch, and then it looks so easy when he's there, man, and then he's not there, and I'm like, I can't do this by myself.
I feel you. I feel
Hey,
you.
can we,
that's cool.
let's dig in.
Cool.
Let's,
Cool.
while go ahead. While you do that, you guys remember that little Wayne song, the remake of, but it was Longanisa.
The what?
No,
The
what?
Longanisa
Which
song.
one? Hold on.
Which
You
one?
gotta. Let's hear this real quick. What is he talking about? You gotta play this because I don't know what you're talking about.
It sounds funny. I haven't heard this. No.
This is an old one. This is back when Little John was a thing back then.
My cousin's name is Makadang Dang 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 Dang. I want three. Everybody follow me.
It's hilarious, man.
I love it.
2 by 2, not 1 by 2 by 2. Filipino!
Where'd you get this stuff, man?
Yeah, we're first of all, I was a huge, Lil Jon fan, Lil Wayne fan. I've never heard this. Where did you find this?
I don't remember, but I thought it was funny because I knew what a longanisa was.
I love it.
And this is called pancit.
Yeah, pancit.
Pancit.
Yeah.
Pancit.
So specifically, it's pancit bihon. I'm working on like other varieties right now, but this is the one I grew up with my family making. So that's where I started. But
Better send some pancit over here. Go ahead, V. That's yours.
Kevin, growing up, I remember this
Thing?
one during birthday parties. Is that the same experience as you?
birthday parties, Christmas parties,
Yeah.
New Year's parties,
Yeah.
everything. Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to learn how to make this.
So we looked for the exact right noodles for this for like 6 months. We had to
I was
go all the way to New York, and we
Oh.
went to this Filipino grocery store in New York. We finally found them, and we bought every noodle that they had. We cleaned the whole store out. Finally found one of the suppliers in New Haven who was willing to sell it to us. But it was a long trek. So now we kind of have a stockpile going on,
Yeah.
waiting for the next order.
Yeah, because specifically, like, I guess cornstarch noodles are not a thing, but rice noodles are everywhere, and
Yeah.
the rice noodles, I couldn't get those to cook right.
It seems like rice noodles, but it's not. It's a cornstarch-based noodle. But when we were in the Philippines, we were going over all the different types of pancit, and God, like over 10, right?
Yeah, I think we learned about 10 varieties.
Yeah,
Yeah, like lug and lukban,
Lomi.
lomi, yeah.
There's canton as well.
Yeah,
Mhm,
canton, yeah.
Yep.
So,
This is really good.
yeah, we're gonna start branching out and exploring, and yeah.
Well, this is a good start. This is my favorite.
Oh,
I'm all-
yeah.
It's been
This
our
is
favorite so
amazing.
far
This is
too.
This is the classic.
But
this
I don't
is
know.
the classic.
Have you had Lomi though, Rio?
Yeah, I've tried
Have
them,
you?
yeah.
I have. We didn't. We were so full. We ate everything in the Philippines.
Oh,
And I drove by it, and I was like, I wish I had room for you.
exactly. When you go home, you don't know. It's like, is this lunch? Is this dinner? Or is
Oh,
it
God.
somewhere in between? It's like there's so much
Merienda.
food. Merienda,
Yeah.
of course. And you can add, it's not just one merienda. You can have two or more.
You can, yeah.
Yeah, we learned about that.
So
Exactly.
was the basis of your trip more of a vacation, and you guys took the opportunity to learn some stuff while you're there, or was the basis of the trip to actually go there to learn more of the cuisine, so you're able to dial it down?
So actually, the purpose of the trip was it was actually a bit more multifaceted than that. My grandma actually passed away.
I'm sorry
Sorry
about
to hear
that.
that.
But what we were planning on doing this trip like later in the year, like a food study mission. But with the fact that it's 30 hours of travel and a lot of money to get there, it's like grandma wasn't doing too well, and so we went over there. We did our family thing, and then we split off the second half of the trip, and the second half of the trip was all food and research.
Right.
So, it was a great time. Saw a lot of family, ate a lot of food.
Oh, great. Share some experiences about your explorations with the food there.
All right.
What are the most interesting or memorable stuff?
Okay, so the most interesting or memorable, I would have to say, was so one of our uncle's friends from high school, he adopted us for about 2 days, like drove us maybe 12 hours the first day, then 8 hours the second day, and he literally took us to the place that he felt made like the best cassava cake, the best tamales, just all over. Like he even took my cousin to go get what were the
pandan mats?
The pandan mats.
Yeah, the woven.
Yeah.
Reed
So
mats, yeah.
he was like our tour guide the whole time. Renee. Yeah. Yeah, he had a little puto factory.
Yeah, so he made
not with an A.
No, not like that. Not like
For
that.
those of you listening, just
means
to put it
something
out
different.
there, all right?
I did not swear.
Although the Philippines may look like an Asian country, there's a lot of like Hispanic style things there.
Well, they were
I don't know a lot about it, but
Spain
Was-
colonized.
Well, we're under Spain for
Colonized by
300
Spain, yeah.
years.
uh-huh.
And we were sold at the same time as Puerto Rico at the same time. It's a package deal.
It was a package deal, huh?
Right.
But so there's a lot of like Hispanic, or
Spanish
Spanish
language,
language there. And I know, like we were talking about it earlier off the thing, last names and stuff like that. So just a heads up, a lot of this stuff might sound like it's a bad word, but it's not.
That
all right,
word
you're
is
good.
not.
Yeah, so puto, the puto
That word is a
factory.
dessert.
Puto.
They're pushing out putos like crazy.
It's a pastry. Yes.
Okay. It's delicious. He made those.
Remember, Ricky got the protesters because he called somebody puta. So careful.
Oh, yeah. Cuidado.
Listen, rice cake.
So Renee drove us all over the place, and when you have a long trip, like we were there for 2 weeks, when you have a long trip like that, your inclination is to like plan everything, and you can't. You really can't, because most of the places that we went that were the most incredible food, the most incredible places, those are places that don't have websites. You can't find them on the internet. You can't just Google like things I want to do in the Philippines and find those places. So we were so grateful for the hospitality of the people who were in Kevin's family and affiliated, not even directly related, but kind of the extended
The
family,
double extended.
who really did adopt us. And the hospitality was something that I think informed kind of our strategy when we're feeding people too. Like, it's a big part of, I think, what we try to do with folks. Right. And it was just really inspiring to see that so ingrained in the culture there. So Renee adopted us for like 2 or 3 days, drove us all over the place. We went to an ecotourism organic farm run by this woman, Sister Emma. She was a nun who left the convent in the 70s.
I'm glad you remembered her name, because I felt really bad for a
Shout out
second.
to Sister Emma.
Yeah, so shout out.
She lives on this huge like organic farm, and what was it, like 40 hectares or something like that?
Yeah, 40 hectares. About half of it was rice paddy.
So we're gonna live there next time we go. And Ugu's pottery compound. It's like another huge piece of property that this artist, this potter, has been developing since the 1980s. So all of these places that we never would have found just by Googling or looking, or or even asking, just finding the right people who knew the right places. So the next time we go, it will be longer, and I think will inform the cooking and the craft that much more. Not that it didn't this time.
And we know how to hire a driver, because driving is not a thing out there.
That was another thing.
For the Westerners.
Right?
Yeah.
That's an art form, man. I was like, Kevin, we gotta rent a car. We're there for 2 weeks. We definitely have to rent a car. No,
Rent a car and the driver. It comes.
Yeah. Well, I thought we
deal.
were gonna drive the car that we rented, but no, like you can't. There's no traffic rules, man. Honking means everything from like I'm coming in to you're coming out to you can go to I'm going to stop or don't stop or oh man, it was like
So
5
what's
minutes.
up?
It's like an adult-sized bumper cars.
Oh,
I
my
love
God.
it.
I'm so excited.
Well, it's like the art of no contact bumper
Right,
cars.
right.
If you don't like how the
It's-
person
it's
in front
the
of
way
you is
they
driving,
just
It's
everything
very
moves.
fluid. It's like
Yeah.
water.
Yeah.
So
Somehow
is
there's
it
order
like one
in
of those?
case.
Is it like one of those things you see on Facebook where like all these cars emerge into this one intersection?
It's
and
like
somehow
synchronized. It's
they
like
don't-
synchronized swimming, but
Yeah,
with
like-
cars.
yeah,
None
but
of them
somehow
touch.
they come
Exactly.
within inches, dude. There were so many, and if you don't like how someone's driving in front of you, you just pass him into the oncoming traffic lane and hope that you get out of the oncoming traffic lane in time. Like, when we got back into Connecticut, we got honked at a few times.
I got a quick story, real quick. 'Cause
Okay, yeah,
this
yeah.
happened in Puerto Rico.
While you tell that, I'm gonna get some more of this.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
This
yeah.
stuff is delicious.
Oh,
So-
wait.
I was
Do you
driving.
want some rice? Sorry.
Yeah.
You want some rice to go with some sausage?
Yeah,
I'll
actually,
take
yeah. Let's do that.
anything
Let's
you
do
got.
that.
Okay.
Let's move
While
on.
you
to
tell
the
the
next.
story,
Right.
we'll feed.
So
That's agreed.
I'm in Ponce, Puerto Rico,
Yeah,
which is the southern side of the island.
yeah, Southwest.
And I was going to Barceloneta, which is the opposite side of the island, and you'd have to take a very dark, at nighttime, swervy road into the mountains. But anyways, just before I hit that wooded or jungle area, this guy was in front of me driving 30 miles per hour. And I was like, fuck this. I'm not staying behind this guy. Who knows how long I'm going to be stuck behind him. So I did that. There's only one lane each, right? I went to the opposite oncoming traffic. Well, there was no traffic, and I passed him.
Yeah.
As I passed him, I look ahead and a medium I'm approaching a medium.
No.
Well, like it's like a curbside, right? So and I tried to avoid it, and I hit the freaking curb. I ended up with 2 freaking flat tires that night. Oh, in the mid, and the guy is like, I'm sure he was just driving past me like dumb shit. you
Yeah,
know?
that's one of those things that you're
lucky
like, yeah,
that's
that's
all
what
that
you
happened.
get.
Yeah.
You're lucky that's
Yeah.
all that happened. Serious.
Was it a rental or was it famous?
It was a
car?
rental.
Oh man.
So good thing I was only 20 minutes away from my wife's dad's house, and he came and saved the day. So that was my freaking story. I was so freaking pissed.
That's scary, man. People don't drive like that up here. Like it's different. I don't know. And you get over in the Philippines, like I don't know, the driver would be honking at somebody, and then like get out of the car and ask them for directions, and they'd be all nice to each other. Like I'm from Boston, man. If you honk at somebody, that means you're not friends.
Right.
Like we're not about to like get out and be
The
like, "Where's
hospitality
Beacon
there is-
Hill?" You know? Yeah, it's not gonna work like that. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, no, that's I love driving crazy. Like when I say I love driving in crazy like places like that, like I love New York. Love driving in New York. And then I go to Puerto Rico. I love driving in those crazy tiny little one road like side of the mountain, like about to fall off type places.
My wife was freaking out. Yeah.
So all right. So what is this that you? I see the rice. I see the longanisa we spoke about. What is the stuff you put on top of the rice?
So the stuff that's on top of the rice. So I'm really like to play with the fusion of, like the Philippines is a blending of Spanish and Chinese and indigenous like all together. So that's my take on a Chinese XO sauce. So the thing that makes it Filipino is the meat in the sauce is Spam, fried up until it's crispy and then braised with shrimp and soy sauce and Chinese wine. And because who doesn't like Chinese food? It almost has all like the best flavors of Chinese food. And Filipino American here grew up with Chinese food as
Yes.
well. So you just gotta have fun with it.
I'm here waiting.
Got a
You're
little
all
sign in the
set.
back. They gave me my thing. Where's your plate?
It's coming,
Where's your
it's
plate?
coming.
I didn't see it. You never give it back to me. Don't talk junk to me, all right?
So Filipino food has a strong influence of Chinese food
Okay.
as well. So Southeast Asian, Chinese,
Right.
Spanish food, a little American food. So
Right.
that's why you put
Now,
spam there.
Philippines, are they big on spice?
There are some regions that are big in spice,
Yeah.
not the whole one. There's mostly like sweet.
It's a lot of sweet, a lot of vinegar, but Bicol like spicy.
Yeah.
a lot of the recipes that I have found so far from like the Mindanao region have been pretty spicy as well.
Spicy. Yeah.
I've been, not trying to just like go with like the popular Filipino stuff, but actually like dig into the, all 7,000 islands and like figure out like what do they all specialize in.
That's good.
It's blazing, right?
But hold on. What is that again? Is that Spam? And what else?
Oh, okay. So
He said shrimp.
there's like Spam, there's shrimp, there's
Scallop in this one or no?
there's no scallop in this one because that actually got a little fishy.
Oh, okay.
So there's soy sauce.
This took me back when I was a kid. You know what I used to eat?
What?
The can.
Pulpo, right? The pulpo. I was gonna say it too. The moment I tried it, I was like, "Yo, this tastes like the pulpo in the cans. This is amazing." The octopus, the octopus, and the squid in the cans. Like, it does. I love that.
Yeah,
stuff.
no, I
Like,
love it.
It brought me back. It was amazing. Like, and it's got a beautiful kick to it. What type of chilies?
Yeah, there's some like red peppers, like the crushed red pepper, but also a little bit of Thai chili as well. So.
Oh, it's really good. Oh, this longanisa.
Thanks.
Oh my god! You guys will see it on the video if it makes it on. It doesn't get cut out. Like,
our cameraman's new to the job. So.
Well, he's new to our job, but he's a seasoned photographer. All right, he did my wedding and everything.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, via EOI, him and Rick.
You can also find him at Mr. Everything at Mr. Everything on Instagram. That's his photography page. But anyways, sorry.
That longanisa, the rice, and that sauce, it matches well with beer, of course. We have Filipino beer as well to match the theme. Well, we have two kinds of beer. One is Filipino beer from the Philippines, and one is New Haven local beer. So this is like Kawit. It's like New Haven and Philippines. It's the same. It's like a fusion of that. So we have two beers. Want to read that beer?
Almost.
All right. So I have San Miguel beer here. It's a pale Pilsen beer. It's the beer in the Philippines. It's a Spanish brewery back in 1890. So it's a really old brewery. And everybody grew up in this beer. It's like every picture that you would have, that people eating, drinking, it's this beer.
Okay. So, and then the next one he's got, the one from New Haven, is actually from East Rock Brewing Company. Okay. It's their their Meyer Lemon Goza. All right, and it's a slightly tart style, German style wheat beer, made with some Meyer lemon, some coriander, and a little bit of sea salt. So that should be a really refreshing one. Wheat with some citrus is always great.
Tastes like summer.
And that's so cool because East Rock Brewery was right next to where we had the classes for the Food Business Accelerator.
Oh,
wow.
How'd you know?
I know New Haven.
FYI, Rio, you got to get professional. You don't have to get like married and stuff for this, but you got to buy yourself a tungsten or titanium ring, right? If you're a real beer guy, see this, you might want to catch this on camera. I'm just saying. Yeah. I love doing this. Love doing this at parties and stuff. You see that?
Yeah.
You got to take it, right? Put that bottle cap right on top of your ring. Wrap your finger around. Hold on, let me get a good grip on it.
I'll do some
And
practice.
rip it right off. Right there. That's it. Who needs a bottle opener?
Listen,
just get married.
Real quick, Elaine, this is the real reason why he wanted to get married. So
That's
get
it.
that ring.
She knows that. She knows it too. I love doing that.
Oh,
Can't wait
you
to
know
try
what?
this
I don't
beer.
drink.
Oh, you don't drink?
Yeah.
Drink.
I drank for him.
Oh, you
It's
drink
all
for it.
right.
All right. Good thing someone drinks for you.
It's all right. More beer for us.
Exactly.
Oh,
I'm just helping all of you guys out.
Fine.
All right, which one's
This is San Miguel beer.
San Miguel. This is the
It's a lager.
the Filipino beer, like Medalla is to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, real.
Oh my god, it smells amazing.
Oh yeah.
You guys haven't had it?
No, this is the
it's
first time
good.
I'm ever.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
you would
good.
think that our friend would bring us Filipino beer.
Oh,
but,
wow.
he doesn't.
This is good.
I was waiting for the right time. This is the time.
The time
This
we have
is
Pancit is the right time to have.
Can I get
Filipino
this
beer.
here?
Yep.
This is good.
Yeah.
The closest one would be Total Wine in Milford,
Okay.
but they were out of stock, so I had to get this somewhere. I had to call
You're
some
secret. He's
Filipino
not gonna
friends
give
who
that
has, some,
contact.
who has some Filipino beer right
You
now.
pulled it right out of their fridge.
This is great.
I'm taking this.
Oh, nice and crisp. Mm-hmm. And this is like
Doesn't it go well with the food?
phenomenal. Oh my god.
Now pretend it's like 100 degrees and the humidity is.
Yeah,
Bro.
that goes perfectly.
It's
Like
really,
that
it's
day.
so refreshing. Yeah.
That day we were at Cities, that event.
Exactly
Oh
like
my
that.
God,
It was exactly like
hot.
that. Yeah.
You do not know how soaked my shirt was that day.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Ew.
Well, we saw some videos of Dave. He kept wiping himself away.
Listen, I sweat in a snowstorm. Imagine that day.
It was a
like,
sweaty
ugh.
day. That's how it was. And the whole time in the Philippines, and we had just come back, and I was like, I can't escape it.
So real quick, talk about the market, because how far, Rio, how far do you have to go to get good Filipino food? You don't want to cook; you want to eat in.
Far.
So talk about that. That's what you guys are trying to resolve.
Yeah. So I say the best Filipino food in this area is you gotta come to our house right now.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but all I know is that there's a little buffet style place in Groton right now.
It's called Turo Turo. Turo Turo means point. It's like all laid out in buffet in front of you, so you go there. It's like a Chipotle, right? Like I want a little bit of this, a little bit of that. That's what Turo Turo means. So it's a piece of a grocery store, but not a full restaurant.
Yeah, and then I think maybe in White Plains there's a Hawaiian Filipino.
Current there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's quite a few in New York. So
Yeah, and then New York.
In all the major food destinations, actually except for Boston. Boston is slacking, my hometown. In New York, in LA, things like that. In New Jersey, actually, there's quite a few really beautiful Filipino restaurants, and it's been recognized by food critics across the nation as like one of the next up and coming food trends. We have nothing here in Connecticut. It's really a desert. And even when we don't want to cook it ourselves or try something new, we'll go to the city. And there's tons of fantastic places in the city. So it's especially with New Haven being priding itself on being a food hub. We have 9 square blocks downtown, and I think restaurants from over 19 different countries in New Haven. Filipino food is absolutely missing. It translates perfectly. You can do it, dress it down, make it really casual. You can bring it upscale. It works really well. Even in terms of like a farmer's market, like you put it on a stick and give it to people walking by. It's very flexible. So we're hoping to be the first full Filipino restaurant in Connecticut right now. There have been in the past, certainly.
Yeah, they have been in the past. It's more catered to traditional food. It seems like yours has a slightly different take on that.
It is.
yeah.
So it's like part of it is educating people like what is Filipino food. So like in one sentence or two, what is like describe Filipino food when someone asks you what is Filipino food? How do you describe it?
Okay, so for me, the way I describe Filipino food is it takes. So my take. It takes the best parts of Spanish food, the best parts of Chinese food, and the best parts of their indigenous ingredients and just blends them all together. And then it throws in a little bit of American right on the top.
Right
and
on the
that's Filipino food to me.
Enticing enough? Would you eat Filipino food with that, sir?
Sold.
And then
I'm sold.
Listen,
I like
that's-
I was sold the moment they opened that platter and I smelled it. Like, this stuff is amazing.
So-
Like, that longanisa and the I forgot the name of this stuff, but the
Pancit.
corn starch
Noodles.
heaven. And then this beer with it.
So we talk a lot about how to introduce not only it's interesting, right? Because there's 2 markets. So it's not only introducing Filipino food to people who have never had it before, but also reintroducing our brand of Filipino food to people who have had it before. And when we cook, we're covering both of those, and we always talk a lot about what that looks like. How do you talk about things, right? So one of the things that I'm sensitive to, so like I'm a white guy, and one of the things that like when I try to feed this food to my family, the people that I grew up with, there's a and they'll, oh, it's so exotic or something like that, right? Which it drives me nuts, right? So there's that automatic like barrier that I think like white folks will put up, right, with the ethnic foods or the exotic foods. So when we have in the Philippines they have a stew called diniguan, which is really great. It's like adobo. If you've ever had adobo, it's like a vinegar braise with pork blood. So when I had this for the first, it is so fantastic. If I wish it was wintertime so we could share it with you. It is unbelievable.
It's coming soon, though.
And
Okay,
so,
yeah.
how do you describe that on a menu, right? And trying
Right.
to open up a brick and mortar in the middle of Connecticut, of all places, right?
Yeah.
How do you do that? And how do you talk about something?
Do you have any Irish?
He is actually. He's the Irish.
Yeah,
I-
McGuire.
Yeah, I got the McGuire.
Yeah, I'm Italian and Scottish and Jewish, actually. Yeah.
I was gonna say like the whole blood sausage, like we
Yeah.
have the morcilla,
Right.
That's
Yeah,
I love the blood sausage.
I think for
unbelievable.
your market in New Haven, specifically having a large Hispanic population there, it would, I think it'd go well because, like
Yeah.
you said,
Yeah.
Morcilla's blood sausage,
Yep.
Puerto Rico,
And New Haven's
plenty
very
of other
diverse.
places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very
absolutely.
diverse.
Yeah.
So,
And listen, it's happening whether they're going to eat it or not. It's going to be there.
and I'm
No.
gonna be there to try it.
Yes.
No, I remember when I first started working in New Haven, Cuba de Sol, you guys.
Yeah.
So we go there, and I'm not knocking them because the food is great, but when the bill comes and we were splitting it 3 ways, but I'm like, damn, I'm paying this much for something that I could make myself at home, you know. But it's like, but that's the market at that area, but you go to Rainbows, you could probably eat it $5, you get a big rice and beans with pig ears, and amazing. But no, I get the whole exotic food,
Right.
you open up an exotic restaurant,
I think that I just feel like that, and I don't know, I can hear some people say that, and I hear it a lot. And he's usually in the kitchen, right? I'm usually out there with the people who are eating the food and checking on them, seeing how things are, and I see that, and it's really important for us to find ways to talk about the food in a way that tells the story behind the food, right? Shows the meaning and the importance, right? And to get you to try it, because when you try it, like hands down, you're like, this is great, So if we can get you to that point, then that's all we need. And then also, like, there's this other thing where if you're used to Filipino food, no one makes it, better than your Lola. No one makes it better than your grandma, right? We did get a compliment that was like, it's almost as good as my grandma's. I was like,
I'll take it.
That's the
That's
best.
good. That's a great compliment. That's a great compliment.
Yeah.
Now, talk about some of the challenges you guys have faced since day one, and then if you could, what do you want to see, any changes that could help up and coming entrepreneurs?
I guess the biggest challenge is, a lot of the spaces that are available around town, or even in some of the neighborhoods, they all look like very challenging spaces. Like definitely the prime real estate is like really picked, or like just super expensive.
Yeah. You either can't get in or you just can't afford it, right?
So like part of me is like excited that like some of these new developments are having mixed use buildings, especially with the retail on the bottom floor. I don't know what they look like price wise, but like it kind of like expands the perimeter of downtown a little bit. Like there might be like another conversation about like overdevelopment, but at the same time, like trying to start a business, more space is definitely kind of needed for that.
Right. We Mandy and I were talking about like, cause I need to make hot sauce. I need a commercial kitchen.
Right. Yeah.
And it took me almost a year to find where I'm working at now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely Bridgeport's also lacking commercial kitchens.
And it's make or break. We have so many good places open up in New Haven that are not sustainable because of the location, and
Right.
To especially something that's so close to our hearts. We're not just in this for the money. We're in this for the experience, for sharing this food with people, for telling stories, and to have something like this that's so important to us turn into something. It's scary. We're at a scary time, because we're looking to open something up. We're looking at spaces. We've lived in New Haven for 10 years, so we're familiar with like what stayed and what hasn't, and we kind of have our pulse on the whole thing. But it's a jump, to make that investment in a space and hope that people are able to get there in the middle of their day or at the end of their day or on the weekends. It's tough. The finding spaces is our biggest challenge right now.
Yep. And on top of finding spaces, the other I guess biggest barrier I can speak about is having a food truck is still like having a brick and mortar with the way the spaces are laid out. Like good spots are taken and they are bought out for long chunks of time. They have long wait lists on those prime spaces.
I mean, to even get started with that about places in Bridgeport are ridiculous. I mean,
I did notice. Remember that lot we were talking about by Route 8? Mm-hmm. It's available for lease.
yeah, no, that I know.
Okay.
it is. It's available for lease. Absolutely.
Food truck park.
That's what we were
Well, no,
hoping
food
about.
truck
That was
park.
one of the
So
discussions.
yeah. So here's the thing. New Haven, right? New Haven started. I remember growing up, going through New Haven or going to New Haven, and the food truck heaven or whatever they call it now wasn't
The
what
flag,
it is
the
now.
flag guy.
It was the flag guy and like one or two other trucks,
Sweeney,
yeah.
Sweeney.
and it was nothing but a little grass patch, and they were parked on the street. Like it wasn't hooked up. Then all of a sudden, the city and the state caught on to it, and we're like, oh, you know what? This is getting really big. Let's invest a little bit of money into this, and it's big. You go by there at any point of day, any time of day, any day of the week, and it is packed. There's other towns doing so. I just saw it in the news not so long ago. Stanford's like, you know what? We're gonna do the same thing. Yeah. Why not Bridgeport? That's the problem. Can you believe there are full blown streets, Park Avenue to be exact, that the city does not allow you, mind you, and that is a huge main road in Bridgeport that so many people travel on. There's 2 universities, one at the beginning and one towards the end of it in Bridgeport, on that road. Tons and tons of businesses and residential neighborhoods, and you cannot park on that road with a food truck. Like, it's crazy. Like, they just so many rules. Like,
shout out to Colombian Hot Dog Truck. They got a perfect spot under 95. So where Park Ave. We were talking about earlier.
it's off the.
He parks his trailer under the highway, and he's got a freaking parking lot all for himself.
Yeah. They're part of that other like family or something like that with the Colombian spot that's right there too. Yeah, they're dope.
I would love to see New Haven. Remember, we were in the accelerator program.
Yeah.
It was like week 2, and someone was like, I want to start a food truck. I want it to be late night. So when everyone gets out of the bars, I'm right there with my food truck. Bam. You can't have them out past 10 p.m. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Like, the city is missing out on money from taxes, right? Like, we're as consumers.
You're not serving alcohol. I mean, I would
What do you
understand
do?
if
Why
you're...
can't you have the truck out past 10? It's crazy.
Because they're trying to get the alcoholics home. Go home.
What it is that the brick and mortars have a stronghold on the politics.
You think?
I know.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the thing.
it
But
could
see,
be,
the
it
thing
could
is, a lot of those brick
Diners.
and mortars have also a truck.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
part,
true.
at
Yeah.
And that's the hard part about it. You get those places that kind of get that leniency because they have that brick and mortar, right? So they're, all right, I'm gonna open up a truck, and then all of a sudden the rules don't apply to them. Like, it's just weird. You can't park within a certain amount of distance from brick and mortar, this and that. You can't go past this time because this place opens up at that time, and if they open up and you're serving, then you can get kicked out and fined. Like, it's a hard process. It really is. It's a very difficult process. But.
Yeah, I just think it's New Haven is missing out on like a nightlife food culture that could be vibrant, fun, and it would be much better for people to grab a bite to eat before going home. Right after the bars let out or after the clubs let out.
Because the only thing is out there's diners. We're going to...
And we don't even really have those. I mean, we got like, I think
Cody's.
one.
There's
Cody's.
Cody's.
That's it.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
you guys
downtown
have-
New Haven. There's
That
not
little
much,
corner. Yeah, that's it. And I
Cody's is small.
yeah, so
But
and
it's popping.
It does get popping in
Yo,
there
the
around 2
pancakes are
a.m.
awesome.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, even down towards us. If you look at it, all the diners that used to be open past a certain time, but aren't even open that anymore. I think there's 2 now in Bridgeport.
Frankie's and
Galaxy.
Galaxy.
Those are the only 2, and all the rest of them don't even open past that.
So
time.
is that a matter of regulation or a matter there's no customers? What do you think?
Diners always got customers in Bridgeport at night. They're always. I think it's a matter of policing.
All right.
For us in Bridgeport, it's more of a. I know for us, I don't know about New Haven, and maybe that's where that rule comes in.
You know,
for the
Yeah, I
food
mean, it
trucks.
could be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a matter of policing of these are those 2 cities. We'll put those 2 cities. They're very busy cities to begin with, right? In the policing matter, and then you throw in the fact of a food truck in that area. Like if they kept in food truck heaven, I don't even know if that's the actual name. I like to call it that because it's heaven every time I go there. But but you put it there. You put a bunch of drunk people over there. You know what I mean? It might turn into something that's bigger than what they want. You know what I mean? And then you're right near the water and. We've seen that happen in the past where things just don't turn out right. you know. So that might be one of the main
chubbies.
reasons. Yeah, like the whole chubby situation, you know what I mean? But you know, that could be the only thing I could think of as to why would the town not want to make tax money off
Yeah.
it,
Yeah,
you
dude.
know what I mean?
I do wonder, and I want to see the laws continue to get more amenable to small businesses in general. Like we just had the law change in New Haven about like what the catering license costs, right?
Yeah, I think the price for a season
It went down
it went
dramatically.
significantly.
Yeah, which it was a barrier for a lot of folks, and now is easier. But like most of the people who went through the program with us, I mean, these are not people who have a lot of funding behind them or a lot of resources to throw at this. We have other jobs.
And that was great.
Like-
I appreciated like the funding that we did get.
Oh, absolutely.
But it
Oh,
went
yeah.
like that.
Sure, that absolutely.
You know, with a few applications you filled out, poof, it was gone.
Yeah,
Yep.
and most of us have other jobs that and we get offers that we have to turn down all the time because we have to work it around our existing job. So when is that point that you jump, right, as a small business owner? When do you leave the security of like I'm getting benefits from this job or I'm getting, you know, that
It's
is
scary, right? Because
So when we talk about challenges, that's a
Right.
big one, right?
I would
it's
love
scary
to
'cause
offer benefits.
I would love to say, you know what, just jump. Right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I also have a job and I have a family to take care of, you know.
Exactly.
So I guess there's I mentioned this in a previous episode a while back. It was Michael Myers meme.
Yeah.
You know, like it doesn't matter. He walks at his own pace. He will still kill motherfucker. So with that said, go at your pace and you'll be killing shit. You
That's
know?
a good idea.
You know, I have to find that meme and repost it, but it freaking, you know, it made sense. You know, just go at your own pace.
I'm about to put a picture of him up.
But, you know-
walk in the restaurant. No,
hey,
that is
Vito,
true.
Vito's over there. He wants a refill.
yeah.
I started.
What did we get?
What would you like?
Oh, sorry.
The noodles?
Yeah.
Yo, noodles. Yo, but that rice with the special name stuff over there with the spam.
Yeah, the
You know what I mean?
sauce.
Oh my god, the exo
So
sauce
good.
somewhere special name.
Is that what you're calling exo sauce
Exo
or
sauce.
something
Filipino
like
exo,
Filipino
yeah.
exo sauce.
Oh, and we should have brought you some. So the newest recipe on the menu here is fried garlic peanuts.
Oh, fried
They're
garlic.
so good. It's so
With the skin, with the skin.
Yeah, dude.
Oh.
So we went. We did our first. This was not our first pop up, but this is the first of many future pop ups at Area 2 Brewing Company in Stratford, and they are.
Wait, when?
We did our first one in
I was just about-
June, and our second one is on August 24th. Y'all come out,
Keep me
please.
in the loop. I live
You're
right
in
around the
the
corner
loop.
from there.
Consider
Well,
yourself in the
I
loop.
You
love
have to
going
follow them.
Yeah,
Let's
you
not
gotta
go-
follow us.
Don't go through the whole
I
Hector
know
situation.
the whole Hector situation.
Yeah.
Shout out to Eminem Steaks. I'll follow you guys.
Please do
My-
at Kawit
Yay.
NHV. We are going back to Area 2. We had such a good time at Area 2 in June, so it's a fantastic team of people to work with. They're all just absolutely wonderful, flexible, accommodating hosts. I didn't know this when we first started working with them, but they had been brewing. They do a lot of sours, experimental brews over there. They had been brewing a beer, a calamansi beer. Calamansi is a Filipino citrus. And they had been brewing this for 2 years, and they tapped it the day of our pop-up in June.
Wow.
I have been told, I don't know if this is true, but I've been told that when we come back in August, on August 24th, it's a Saturday, that the calamansi beer will still be there, that they made enough to last that whole time. So I'm really excited about going back there. But yeah, that's coming up for us.
We'll be there, man.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
will
we're
be
there.
That's
October
where the garlic.
24th?
No, August 24th. It's coming
August
up really
24th.
soon. Yeah.
And it'll be
Oh no, I thought you said October.
No.
Actually,
By the time October comes around, we're gonna be doing a bunch of other different stuff.
I may or may not still be able to be there.
That's okay. There'll be future events.
All right. Yeah,
but if
'cause
you
I-
can, it'll be 1 to 7.
1 to 7.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Oh, you can swing by.
I'll figure it out.
So there was this dude there who wrote. Kevin's downstairs in the kitchen. I'm upstairs, like selling, hawking the food, and this dude comes up and he's like, "I'm with 2 Filipinos." People, they're like, "I'm with 2 Filipinos." I'm like, "That's great. I'm with 1 Filipino." And he comes in. He's like, "Can you do garlic fried peanuts?" And I had to like radio down to Kevin. I was like, "Yo, can you go off menu?" He's like, "I don't know." He's not all stressed with me. He's like, "I don't know," but he sends up these most gorgeous fried garlic peanuts. They were so good, and I watched them eat them, and they were like, yes. I love watching people eat the food. It's so nice. So I didn't even get the guy's name and the 2 women who he was with, and in memory or in honor of them, we're now offering it on the menu.
Oh yeah, and it's better than the time I reluctantly said yes to that.
Oh, okay.
Now I've had time to
say
like
yes.
put some thought into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the meatballs that I took home, remember?
Yeah. Did you like
I was
those?
like, oh, what am I gonna do with these? I made ramen. I'm homemade ramen though. Homemade
Good
ramen.
idea.
And I threw them in there.
Nice.
So it was like,
I'm about to say you microwaved up a 30
No,
cent
no,
pack
no.
of ramen.
No.
Come on.
It was the add water type of the college dorm room.
yeah. Yeah, jail
That's the
soups.
same. That was the same batch, the same recipe as this, right? The longanisa.
Longanisa meatballs.
Yeah. Same batch.
And that's nice too, right? Because you can take it and it could be a sausage, or if you don't want to eat a whole sausage, you get a little bite.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I'll take the whole thing.
Yeah, they were like, they had leftover, whole tray left over, and like, you could take it if you want. Like, you know what? I got a fucking bunch of kids at home, so I'll take them.
They were like, give them all to Dave.
What are we eating? Whatever I brought, all right? Shut up and eat.
Like, they'll eat anything, too.
Amen to that.
So at this point, since there's no
Oh, wait. I'm
place,
sorry.
right?
This is different.
That's
Yeah,
different.
I was
the
trying to show
salad.
you. Actually,
Yeah.
he's saying, oh, wait, sorry to cut you off, Real. We're going to get back to Real real quick. But since Senor Dave wants to cut everybody off, we're now trying the Meyer Lemon Goza from East Rock Brewing. So that's what he's...
That's good.
oh,
very
my God,
nice.
it's different. Yeah, it's a nice citrus wheat ale.
Sorry.
All right, go ahead, Real.
Real.
Sorry about that. Sorry for the interruption for this this young whippersnapper over here.
I like it. Thank you for calling me young. He's big.
He's old as hell.
So so Filipino food is something new. You're trying to introduce it, and part of it, I guess, the challenge is educating people.
Yes, always.
How are you? How are you taking that role? Do you like doing that? Do you like,
I kind of enjoy the, introducing it to people. Sometimes Seth has said I don't describe things well, which I'm kind of fine with. I'm used to like describing things in a very crass sort of way, or just like a very unrefined sort of
He
way.
will just list he will give away the secret family recipe.
Yeah,
he will list
I-
everything he put
okay.
into something.
I am not allowed to say probably half of the, I'll say half the ingredients, and that's where I probably have to cut it off. But
throw
like
him in.
Sounds
then
like
Seth's
Lenny
like,
from Blue Pizza.
but
It's our intellectual property.
But no, I really like to, kind of ask people what they've tried before.
okay.
Like, like, hey, what's your favorite type of like what are your experiences with Chinese food? Because I can probably get you something that's Filipino that's kind of close,
Kinda close,
and that
okay.
like it's just gonna have like a little extra pop of this or pop of that. Also like warning people like when they're about to like get like some fish sauce or bagoong, like as long as you give them like a warning, like here, try just a little bit of this. If you like it, add more. Like Filipino food is meant to be like customized and like sauced over with like your perfect amount of vinegar or your perfect amount of fishiness. So giving people like the ability to adjust the flavor to their liking is like very important to like a proper introduction. So that's what I like about it. So
Have you guys had a chance to do a lechon for anybody?
we haven't done like the crispy skin lechon but what we have done a few times already is like we'll smoke a whole pig, somewhere around like the 40 to 50 pound size pig. Mostly for Seth's birthday because he deserves it.
It's about time.
You get a whole pig for your birthday?
Yes, I do, and you know I deserve it.
No, the 100 other people that come to the house are the ones that are eating
That's
it.
true.
We're mostly making sure everyone is.
101 from now on. I'm just saying.
You are invited.
I think it might be like 100 and what?
It's
No, don't. No,
105.
they don't count. They
don't
don't count.
They do count.
There's enough lechon for everybody.
I missed that little reunion with the food accelerator.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we said reunion, but it was mostly
That lasted from like noon to 10 p.m. That was a long reunion too.
By the end, it was a sloppy reunion. It was great. Things were on fire.
We did not do any work. Yeah.
What was that?
So talk about
Sounds like a good
tell me
party.
more about the accelerator that you've been part of.
Well, actually, I've talked about it. So you guys, what do you guys? Was it good? Was it helpful?
So we, like I said earlier, like we were at that stage of, he had said, I want to do Filipino food. I said, but you don't know how to do that. So we learned Filipino food. and he learned it very well. And then he said, I want to do Filipino barbecue, and I said, but you don't know how to barbecue. And then he learned how to barbecue, and he learned how to barbecue really well. But we still didn't have any of the tools that we needed to start even a business, even something that was doing pop-ups. We didn't know about licensing. We didn't know about regulations and things like that, or funding, or how those things work. I feel like what I say is that it like legitimized us. It gave us something that we were held accountable. So we met every week, right? And even the first day, I remember they were like, "Come up with your pitch," and I'm like, "I'm not ready for this." But by the end of the first day, I was like, "All right, well, I have a working pitch, right?" And it wasn't.
And we all worked on it together.
We did.
That was a cool.
And it's not exactly what you would say today or what I would say today, but it was the foundation of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I could still remember in my head the words that I put together, that we put together that day. You know. It also, I think, for us was like community. Like this morning, we were at the farmers market with Ed. And he was selling his empanadas at the farmer's market. He sold out. They were fantastic.
He
did a great job.
He sold out
You
by
gotta
like
meet
11.
This guy. I gotta get him out of it. He in his mind, he visions anything could go in an empanada.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't there be?
We ate a pizza empanada this morning. It was like fantastic.
Oh, that's a staple. I had a pizza empanada out one this morning too.
Empanada pizza.
Yeah.
And it's funny because when we first started, like empanada, the Eduardo was one of those guys that he just had the concept in his mind. It was just an idea.
With a name like Eduardo, yeah, you better be putting everything in empanada.
but by the end of the food cellar, he had a name. He had the pitch. He had logo. Like
he had a great pitch.
Yeah, that was fun. So it was like it really pushed you to, you know, this, you have to move forward and just having a concept. You have to, and by you know now he's got a business. You know, he's pushing out those empanadas.
We got him in the show.
Yeah.
It also
Wait,
was
empanada.
like community, like so like we're here, right? And this morning we were there at the farmers market, and like if I need something, I can be like, hey, how are your business taxes going? Or like, how did you find the commercial kitchen space? Or you know, anything that we need, we can ask each other. And I think this is also a local Connecticut type of thing too, like if we were in New York City, and in fact, we got matched with a mentor who's opening restaurants in New York City, and he's been a fantastic mentor, and he told us the feel of opening a restaurant in New Haven was so different than opening that restaurant in New York City, because he's like, I felt like I didn't know anybody.
Alone.
Yeah, you're alone, dude. And for us, like, and like I said, we've gotten people who are like interested in opening things with us outside of New Haven.
And the collaboration is so cool, like.
To know that if I have a question or if you need to find an ingredient or something like that, like whatever we need, we can just ask, and people have been so forthcoming with their support. That's a make or break thing, you know. That's like, you can, like you said, you know, you can be like Michael Myers. You can take all the time that you need to walk up onto something in the world, but unless you have the support of other people who have been there, you're not gonna get anywhere, you know.
Yeah, no, we our show is bi-weekly. Had it been a weekly show, I mean, we have Royal Vegan.
Yeah, get them.
All vegan.
Yeah.
But it tastes like real chicken, real.
Oh, and they're killing it with their pop-ups.
Yeah.
That fried, what was the fried burger that they were doing?
The clams.
God, it looks so good.
The
Yeah.
clam strips?
Yeah.
They're not clam strips, though.
They're not. We were in the Philippines for their last pop-up, and I missed it. But this, and then we support each other all the time. Like, anytime I post anything, the first 5 people to comment are like this guy and Ed and like a bunch of other people who are in the program. And I just feel like forever, like no matter how many, like if we open like 5 restaurants or something like that, which is the goal, that we're still gonna have each other, and that's cool. That's really cool.
You're much better off attending there than not attending the accelerator. I guess that
Absolutely.
helps
We
them,
recommend it to and they do a
And,
general business version, not the cycle they're doing now is just a general business version and not a food version. I still recommend it to anybody. It was a fantastic experience.
What's next? Like, what is your next, or what is your goal? In the next 3-5 years.
Oh, 3 to 5 years. Well, hopefully by the 3 to 5 year mark, we are already thinking about the second location.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Brick and mortar.
The second
mortar.
we're hoping to have the second brick and mortar at least like in its fledgling stages. Like we hope in like the next year and a half, 2 years, we can like really start moving on the first location. So. You know, that takes finishing up the business plan and like really hitting the, you know, seeking out investors like really hard.
Finding the right match.
Yeah, the right
space-wise,
match too.
Investment wise, structure wise. It's a multi-location plan.
Now, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to mention this. 10, 15 years from now, are we gonna find Kawit in the freezer section in the supermarket?
Oh yeah, you could.
Oh yeah, I make some bomb show pows.
Oh yeah, you
And-
can freeze those.
You know what?
Like, this guy has everything, man.
Oh yeah. So
I
I
can't wait to have that in the fridge. I'm like, babe, go give me a show pal
Yeah.
right now.
Listen, they're in my freezer right now, and it is awesome.
So I was at a 7-Eleven in the Philippines, and they have 5 different varieties of show pow. It's
Yeah.
Filipino 7-Elevens. I am gonna do something with that.
Okay.
So what is a show pal?
So a show pow is it is very Chinese looking. It's like this steamed bun, like beautiful white, and on the inside, it just has like little like meat fillings.
Like bows, like a bow.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, except it's a full bun
It's
that's
a bun.
stuffed.
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
sandwich.
it's not
It's
like
like
a yeah, it's
a
not like a
steamed
half
bun.
tortilla or anything.
Oh,
It's hand rolled.
I've had ones
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that at the Vietnamese spot.
Yeah.
Right, yeah,
Probably
so-
similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could
Yeah.
have them steamed, you can have them
Yeah.
baked, you could have it with barbecue chicken inside.
So we like to smoke
Brisket.
pork shoulder, like an adobo rub. We make our own adobo rub. We cover pork shoulder with it, smoke it for 14 hours, pull it. Yeah, dude. Cover it with this like homemade Filipino barbecue sauce. Stuff it into the show pow, steam it, and give it to you.
Give it to us.
Please do.
Yeah.
Please
I like how it sounds.
Give me the show pal.
Yeah.
Yeah, pow.
Yeah, how to pop out show pal. I'll take it all.
Yes.
So when we finally see the restaurant in New Haven, it's like, what do we expect? How's the format? Is it a fast casual? Is it a dining restaurant or something?
So we go back and forward with like the fast casual thing, but like I definitely want to like tap into the idea of like I want you in and out fast, or I want you to be able to take your time. Like I want to facilitate both, because a lot of the food can be produced quickly, and very fresh. Like a lot of the fast food places in the Philippines, it's fast casual. It feels like you're inside of a McDonald's, but you're actually sitting down and having like a legitimate meal instead of just like burgers and fries and get the hell out of there. So, we're trying to like refine exactly where in between fast food and fast casual we kind of want to be.
Meet in the middle, yeah.
So yeah,
All right.
there's something.
Talking about that, we're getting really close to having to end this, so I want to try to get some of what's
jackfruit.
next on this menu.
Dessert.
You know I
Is that
love to
jackfruit?
eat.
Yeah,
You know what I
dessert.
mean? So
Okay.
Jackfruit.
explain what the next item is, and you said it to me earlier, and this is our dessert now, right?
Yep.
Yep.
So they brought a 4-course meal for us. You see this? This is
So-
amazing.
This is jackfruit. Here, grab a piece. So if you are at the grocery store and you see this like 30-pound spiky green fruit sitting on the shelf, it's a jackfruit.
Yeah, it's a big fruit.
It's a really big
Slice.
fruit.
I think the world's biggest one was almost 100 pounds.
This is a sweeter one. When
Smell
they're
it.
Sounds
greener,
like mangoes.
yeah, like that. So when they're greener, you can pull it apart and actually use it as a substitute for meat. So we could put this, if it wasn't so ripe, we could put this with the barbecue sauce, pull it, and put it in the show pow. Or you let it ripen up, and it's a nice dessert. Not too sweet.
It's like a milder flavored mango in flavor. Oh my god!
Right?
And it's not half as like messy.
And,
Exactly.
like very floral, like smell with your nose while you're eating it.
Jackfruit.
Yeah, it's very like not in a bad way, but like very fragrant. So like our kitchen before I sliced this up, it was sitting there like the whole day. The kitchen smelled exactly like this. It was like very nice.
You
Air
know,
freshener.
I like this with banana and fried banana. The turon, there's that.
Oh yeah.
Turon, right?
Oh yeah.
That was
You
the
guys
first
gotta explain
Filipino
that.
thing
Like,
you ever made.
You guys just can't be speaking of
So the banana,
Filipino
the
and
plantain.
Is this how it feels when we're talking about Spanish? When
Oh, okay. I get it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Riel. Sorry.
Basically plantain.
Mm-hmm.
They put the inside, and then you wrap it in a rice wrapper, and then you deep fry it with a little sugar. So it's like dessert.
It's very good.
Yeah, imagine that having that with some little ice cream.
A
on
little
top.
ice cream. A little ice cream, yes.
Either vanilla
Pass
or
that jackfruit back
ube.
over here. Pass that jackfruit.
So Seth, Kevin, so like Manny said, we're coming to an end. What's going on? Like, any pop-ups, any
Yep.
events coming on. Let the people know what you got going on.
Yeah, so we post everything that we do on our website, www.kawitfood.com. You can email us at info@kawitfood.com. Follow us on Instagram at Kawit, Kawit, NHV for New Haven. That's our Instagram handle. We're also on Twitter. It's BBQ Kawit. And it goes directly to us. You know, we're still a small operation. It's him and I, and
A handful of dedicated friends.
yeah, looking to grow. So we'd love folks to come to our next events. We are available for catering and private events. Definitely let us know if it's like your Lola's birthday or something like that. But our next pop-up is at Area 2, August 24th. It's going to be a Saturday. We're going to be there from 1 to 7. So you can stop by. You can try some of their beautiful sour beers.
Area 2, that's 2 roads.
Yep, it's at 2 Roads. It's right next door.
It's their new location.
It's a fantastic. There's a nice, there's 2 levels of a patio. There's all these like beautiful beers on tap. So it's gonna be sunny. You're gonna hang outside on the patio, drink some nice sour beers, eat some really good Filipino barbecue. We'll be there, and then we have a couple other locations on deck for September and October. But right now, a little bit of a secret.
So we have to find out.
Yeah.
You gotta follow them
Follow
on
them.
social
Follow
media
us,
to be able
yeah.
to find those things out. So get your phones out as you're listening to this, because you probably listen to it on your phone anyways. Get on your phone, look for them on social media, follow them, and get those locations so you can check them out everywhere you go.
Kawit, Kawit.
Yep.
That's it.
Hashtag eat Kawit. Yeah, and we'd love to hear from folks. You know, we're growing, so the more the merrier.
Kawit is a very historical place in the history of the
Yes.
Philippines.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
we didn't even get to the
Yeah.
And, this is where they declared independence
Okay.
and so
Yes.
forth.
Oh,
Yeah,
talk
so
about it. Talk
explain
about
that.
it.
Oh wait, I
Explain
just
that.
want to say one more thing at least. So I believe it was my great grandfather. My great grandfather was Emilio Aguinaldo's barber.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we went.
His hair is pretty neat, though. If you
Yeah.
see his face in the peso 5 pesos,
Yeah.
his hair is pretty neat. He's a good barber.
I wish I had a copy of the picture of him actually cutting his hair.
Explain who Aguinaldo is to everybody.
The first president of the Philippines after they had their revolution.
So go ahead, explain the revolution and all that. And
The historical.
Explain that.
Okay, so pretty much they all got tired of the Spanish being around, and so Kawit was
A few of us did.
I'm glad you guys didn't pick up on the lift.
yeah. So it was like pretty much the birthplace of the revolution, and
right in Kawit.
yep. I'm not the best at the history, but that's
all right,
that's what
it's
I
all
know. And the house, the Emilio Aguinaldo house, literally like half a block away from my grandmother's house, so
Ooh.
we go every time.
Yeah. And the same guy who's worked there for 44 years. He was really awesome.
He was old back then, and he's just as old
still,
now, right?
Yeah.
He stayed the
pretty
same
sure.
age.
Yeah,
He's
exactly,
not aged at all. Yeah. Historical location as well.
Wow,
So,
that's
yep,
beautiful.
I guess that name is very appropriate. In New Haven, you'll make history in Philippines.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hopefully.
Your flag.
Something revolutionary.
Yeah.
The K.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
V. How can we follow you?
Give him my handle, cause
No, come to the mic.
Give us your
And
handle.
We want to hear that sexy little voice.
what
of
is
yours.
what is leading with a fork? Because we didn't mention that. Go ahead.
Well, it started off as a blog, so Lead with a Fork at blogspot.com. Kind of made his little thing. You visit local restaurants. I do a lot of mom and pop shops, small businesses. I might come to their pop up and do a review on them. I do pictures, videos, but then I got asked to cook at a farmer's market, which is what I'm doing now, trying to get the ball rolling. I'm at the Stratfield's Farmers Market in Bridgeport on Saturdays, and I do breakfast sandwiches. So I just kept the name, keeping the brand together.
Yeah.
Who knows, it may lead to a truck or something.
There you go.
So that's what I'm doing now, man. I'm glad to be here.
Don't hit him out with everything else too, man.
Yeah,
This is
real-
an entrepreneur.
by
All
the way,
entrepreneurs right here.
Rio had my fresh toast bites, and I'm still waiting for that picture, man. You guys got to come try. I know you guys are Saturday too. Maybe I'll bring you some.
Well, listen, I didn't even know I was going to encounter you today, but I was already peeping your breakfast sandwich this morning with Dave's hot sauce.
Oh, my favorite thing is the girl with a smile,
Yeah, you
Yo,
haven't
I
meet my
love
little
that.
host.
which is
She's my niece, Doll. Shout out to Doll. She sits in front and everybody adores her. And I think she makes more in tips than I do selling sandwiches.
She is the greatest host, server, like
I have a whole
spokesperson,
system down
everything.
with expediting and everything, and she's just there. I'm just on top of the grill.
So one day I asked for a grilled cheese because he has grilled cheese on the menu. I said, no, I want grilled cheese with bacon. And that's how.
We do have a special called the Girl with the Smile Special, and it is exactly that.
Grilled cheese with
the
bacon.
grilled cheese with bacon.
Sounds great.
On Texas toast. Don't forget that.
That's what I had for it this morning.
Now, for your photography business, is it Mr. Everything?
No. My photography business is EOI Global. We do specialize in weddings, but we do more than just weddings. We do video.
And divorces?
Yeah, we do that. we actually talked about trashing wedding dresses and things like that. That'll be so much fun. And I actually did Manny's wedding, one of the best weddings I did.
Yep. Fun fact: they did my wedding and they
Good
killed
times.
it.
Nice.
Good
It
times.
was fun.
Hey, Rael, how about you, man? What do you got going on? How can they follow you?
Just follow me on Instagram at lovethecake.com. I also started something new. It's Spice Action on Instagram, so I'm just trying everything that is spicy.
Yeah. So
That's
you're
spicy,
visiting
everything's
anybody
spice.
who has spice. You're visiting.
Yep.
Trying.
Any restaurants that has I'll pick the one that has
On the menu.
the spices. The spices, item in the menu. So I'm trying to start that one. So
Listen, we
follow.
want to go on that tour with you.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want
Yeah?
some guest spices,
Sure.
then, we're there.
And that's where I differ. I can't do that. It's too spicy.
All right, we're gonna do it instead of him.
Yeah. I'll come with you guys.
Just the
moral
bite.
support. Moral support.
I do remember the time that I overspiced a taco
The
for your
seasoning.
daughter.
She did look a little out, but yeah, I felt a little
She
bad
loved
for
it,
that.
but
Yeah, she
Yes.
was. What did I gave you like a suman or something to cool
she
it down.
loved the tamales. Yeah.
She actually came by last week and she was tasting the hot sauce.
Oh,
So yeah.
See, she's got it. She's
After
okay
that,
now.
she like
Yeah,
everything spicy.
yeah,
After
yeah.
that,
She really raised the bar for her.
Yes. How about you, Manny?
I don't want to end. I don't want to leave the food.
No, we're gonna wrap this show and we're gonna finish
We're gonna
that.
finish the food. That's it. That's what we're doing. We gotta end this quick because we gotta. Let me stop. No, you can find me on my personal page at _TheoFridge on Instagram. That's where I do a lot of some of my personal stuff and also some of when I do the food blogging, some of the food blogging outside of the Bridgeport area. And then I have one that specializes with just Bridgeport eateries, pop-ups, any business that has to do with food in the Bridgeport area, and that's at Bridgeport Bites. Follow us on there. Follow me on there. And, see what's up with eats in Bridgeport. And eats around the area. I'm most likely going to hit up, hopefully I can hit up their pop-up on the 24th of this month. That area 2 is right around the corner from my house, and so we've talked about it before.
Yeah.
Area 2 and 2 Roads is my favorite beers around. Right
Too
there.
juicy.
don't make me
too
knock on your
juicy.
door.
You can. I'll give you my address after. I don't want to say it on the thing. I was going to say it, and I was like, oh,
People
no.
will be knocking. That's not a good
you
idea.
got to go over like a big Rottweiler, then a pit bull, then a husky, and then a little fat one that bites everybody.
He's the worst
I'll
one.
She's the worst one. Yeah, the little one.
I'll
But
throw
yeah,
some steak.
follow me on there. Hopefully you see them on my page as well. But like I said, go ahead and follow them so you can see everywhere that they're at. Follow their journey, and hopefully they'll be able to plant that Filipino seed in New Haven soon, and we'll be able to get that food on a daily basis because this stuff is amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Dave, what about you?
Follow me at Dave's Angry Sauce on Instagram and Facebook. Check out the website, davesangry-sauce.com. You can place your orders. You can get some merch. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook at Late Night Potluck Show. I'm gonna create a Etsy account so you guys can pick up some of that Late Night Potluck Show merch. And that's it. I'm also at the Stratfield Saturday Market with V. Check us out there. We're at the Bridgeport corner of North Ave and Brooklawn Ave. And that's it.
You usually find me walking in between all the vendors eating all the food. Oh, real quick, before we end, this is the absolute last thing, but before we end, we got to announce our podcast network has its own app now.
Yes. Go ahead. All right. So we record in the Night Owl Studio, and this is where the Gorilla Network PotLuck podcast network works out of, and they have a new app. So now you can catch any show that is under that umbrella. So you can go Google Play Store, Google Play Store, or iPhone, iTunes. You could download the Gorilla Podcast Network app, and we'll be there. We'll be on that, and you can catch
all of the shows that are on, all of the brands that are under the Gorilla Podcast Network are going to be on there. So I think we're upwards of 7 to 9 different shows now of all types of things for any day of the week being dropped.
Hip hop.
So jump on there, download that app. That way you don't have to be looking between different things. You go right to that app and you'll be good.
Yep.
But Kawit, thank you for coming out.
Thanks for
We
coming out,
appreciate
guys.
it. The food was amazing. We appreciate your drive and your passion for what you're doing. Like I said, I hope that seed gets planted soon because this is amazing.
Wish you luck. No.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll be supporting you.
Absolutely. You know I will. But
We'll celebrate at the opening.
shout out to St. V for finally making it on a show after 30.5 million years of us asking you guys. Thank you guys for listening.
Yep.
We'll see you guys next episode.
Don't forget to find us on Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube. We'll have a video out as well. All right. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you guys. Good
Thank you.
night. Have a good one.
Good night.
Thanks for listening.
Be sure to join us next time.
This is a Gorilla Podcast Network production.